and welcome back to Ghouls Night In, the spooky chat show with your best ghoul friends. I'm Penny Snark,
And I'm Midge Munster.
and we have a little Halloween treat to share today. We are just days from our highest holy day,
From the big day.
All Hallows Eve, and we have Ghouls Night In Trivia Part 2, the rematch. Once again, my lovely trivia master and friend Caitlin has prepared a trivia game for us to match wits in. And I have been told that there are new mechanics in the game this
Exciting.
time. So let's see. I'll read this aloud. We've got Ghouls Night In, Spooky Trivia, the sequel. Welcome to the sequel of the Ghouls Night In trivia game. As Randy in Scream 2 would say, the body count is always bigger and the death scenes more elaborate. In that spirit, things are a little more complicated this time around. All right, so we are going to be playing 3 rounds. Each round has a different number of questions and different rules. Okay, so round 1 is monster versus monster matchup round. Questions come in pairs, 6 for each. So you'll ask me 2 questions, and then I will ask you 2 questions.
Okay.
And then round 2 is true or false. So I'll ask you your entire set of questions, and then you'll ask me your set of questions.
Okay.
And round 3 is a betting
Oh, a betting
round.
round.
For this round, the host asking trivia questions will first place a bet on if she thinks the other host will correctly answer it.
Oh.
Betting and answering questions. For all rounds, reveal the correct answer after asking the question. Okay. And then we will be adding up our score. And at the end, the player with the highest score wins, and there is a tiebreaker question.
Oh boy. I guess I'm gonna grab I got a pen. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, that's smart. I should also. Oh, no, I put my notebook in the other room, but I do have paper.
I have a very exciting Ouija notepad that was gifted
Ooh,
to me by Em Sprout, so I'm gonna use that.
I love that. All right. Trivia.
Round 1, fight.
All right. Do you want me to read this
I
first,
can
or
I
do you
can
want to start
read.
it? All right, go for it.
Okay, so round 1 titled Now We Got Bad Blood.
Ooh.
Last we left our ghouls, Penny won in a close match, 19 points to Midge's 16. And thanks for rubbing that in again, Caitlin. Appreciate that. But now it's time for revenge.
Uh-oh.
Each ghoul has a classic horror movie monster fighting on their behalf. Ooh.
Ooh.
Penny, of course, has Dracula representing in her corner, and
Sure.
Midge's champion is the Gill Man, aka Fish
Hey.
Dude. Hell yeah, creature from the Black Lagoon. There are 6 questions total for each ghoul. Each question is worth 1 point, but to earn a weapon to fight against the other's host's monster, each pair of questions must be correctly answered. Ooh.
Mm.
So each pair of questions correctly answered equals 1 weapon. The ghoul with the most weapons at the end of the round wins against the other ghoul's monster and adds an additional 3 points to their round score. Very exciting for just
Okay.
for the first round. Don't worry, there's a tiebreaker round just in case. Please note Midge should ask Penny the first 2 questions, providing each after question. Okay, perfect. Then Penny will ask Midge her first 2 questions, etc. Nice.
Okay.
All right. So, Penny,
I'm ready.
your first pair of questions. Number 1. Count Dracula, of course, comes from Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula. But what did he originally consider titling his vampire classic?
Oh no, I know we talked about this.
I actually don't know if we did. I don't
Did we
remember
not?
this.
Okay. I definitely, I feel like I know this. Shoot, what is it? What is it? Did he originally? Uh, I don't know. I'm just gonna guess vampire.
That sounds like a good guess. Um, so there's two acceptable answers: either the dead undead or just the undead.
Ah, dang it! I was on the right track with
You were.
vampire.
I was picturing the Buffy book with the Y, like vampire.
That's what I was picturing too.
Yeah. Okay, so the second question you can still answer correctly. You
Yes.
just don't get a weapon for this
Yes.
pairing. So 125 years after Dracula was first published, Penny Snark shared her vampiric knowledge about the Count on her podcast with Midge Munster.
It's
What
true.
was the title for the 2022 Ghouls Night In episode about Dracula?
Oh shit. Um. Ooh. Um. What would it have been? I I'm trying to remember what we talked about during the episode that would have led us to see. This is the problem with naming episodes, things that don't make sense.
I feel confident in giving you a small hint that
Okay.
you were on the right track with your first answer. But not quite. But you know what I mean. You're in the
Oh
right
yeah.
vein.
Was it was it something about like the OG vampire or something?
No.
No.
I
Okay.
mean kind of, I guess. it's it's Count Wampir,
Oh,
which
Count Vampire. Mm.
I was what he was gonna call Dracula, right? Like
Yeah.
the character, not the book.
Yes. Dang it. Oh well.
I
None
don't
none
think
for me.
I don't think I would have remember. I don't know. I remember episode titles, but that's actually like a less weird one for us.
It
It's like
is.
more
I know that
straightforward than
one's
we
more
normally do.
reasonable. All right, are you ready, Midge?
Yes, I
All
am.
right. Producer William Allen found some creative inspo after attending a dinner party where he heard a tall tale of a fish man living in the Amazon. His screenplay would become the 1954 film Creature from the Black Lagoon, but what was his story's original title?
Oh, F. We even talked about this in the episode.
Mhm.
This is actually a story about how Penny and I immediately dump information
Yup.
out of our hard drives. Um, the original story title. I want to say it was something about like the fish man of the Amazon. Like it was something about the rainforest or like the jungle. Uh yeah, I don't know. That's my best guess.
All right. Yeah. The answer is the sea monster.
Ah,
So
classic.
that one was just straightforward.
Ah, womp womp.
All right. So no weapon for you
Okay.
either this time, but you can answer this trivia question, which is 70 years later, Midge Munster shared her spooky know how about the Gill Man on her podcast with Penny Snark. What was the title for the 2024 Ghouls Night In episode about Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Oh, it's something about doing it in creature times.
Yes, you got
Yeah!
it. That is
Yeah!
it.
I remembered that it had something to do with the swimming scene.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was your line, I think, that you said doing it in creature
Doing it
times.
in creature times. All right, that is a point for Miss Midge. You're the first one on the board.
Woo! 1 point. So
Mhm.
strong. All right. So there are. Is that right? Am I? Yeah, I'm here. Here I am. Okay. Penny, your next two questions.
Yes.
There are at least 30 and potentially 80 films featuring the character Count Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
The internet doesn't agree on a specific number. Which of these actors has never portrayed the character?
Ooh.
So your options are A. Nicolas Cage, B. Gerard Butler, C. Adam Sandler, or D. Russell Crowe?
Ooh. Oh man. I have two I can eliminate that I know for sure.
Right, right.
And then the other two are tough because I'm trying to remember. I mean, I'm gonna it feels like maybe it's a trick, but I'm gonna say Adam Sandler.
It is Russell
Dang
Crowe.
it.
Because, and I knew this because I'm trashed for this movie, Adam Sandler voices Dracula in Hotel Transylvania.
Oh, I have not seen that, so I guess I
Oh,
don't know.
what are you doing, kid? Uh there is a note here from Caitlin that Russell Crowe was going to play Dracula in Eli Roth's Harker in 2012, but the film was never made. Also, in in my head, Russell Crowe and Gerard Butler are the same actor. I know that's like I know that they're
Yeah.
different, but like when if you could interchangeably put those two men in a movie and I wouldn't know who it is. Okay, so no weapon for you this round, but
Nope.
we do have a second question. In what spooky adjacent TV series did Count Dracula not make a guest appearance?
Mhm.
A. Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Hmm.
which unfortunately Penny knows nothing about, so that'd be really
Right.
B. Supernatural, C. Charmed, and D. Penny Dreadful.
Ooh. Um, I'm gonna say Penny Dreadful.
It is Charmed.
Dang it.
Although there are a few vampires in Charmed, Dracula himself does not appear.
See, and I was like, well, if Buffy did it, then Charm certainly would have done it. All right.
Alrighty.
None for me. All right.
Not for Gretchen Wieners.
None for Christian Wieners. All right. Midge. In what Stephen King novel does the Gill Man make a brief but threatening appearance? Is it The Shining, It, Dreamcatcher, or The Institute?
I know that's probably not right, but I want to say B, It.
You are correct.
Okay, because I was like, the sewer, like the that would kind of make sense to me that he'd
Yeah,
be like
it says
drifting in the
Pennywise takes the form of the Gill Man while chasing after Eddie.
hell yeah. Okay, okay. I was just telling my friend yesterday, I have actually never watched any of the It films,
Oh, really?
even like the Tim Curry original. I have not. So I need I've been in a mood to get on that. So
Yeah.
that was my call to action, I guess.
Yes. This is your message from beyond.
Yes.
All right, so you could be the one grabbing a weapon this time. All right. What classic sitcom does the Gill Man appear in? Is it A, The Munsters, B, The Addams Family, C, Bewitched, or D, I Dream of Jeannie?
Okay. I'm questioning myself, but I know I'm right. It's the Munsters. He's the Uncle Gil.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
true. He was Uncle Gilbert, and according to
Yeah.
Herman Munster, used to be a politician.
Yes. I started questioning myself. I was like, wait, was it Bewitched? That'd be weird though.
It would. Well, Midge,
Ooh, I have a weapon.
you have received a crucifix. Praise be.
Oh, woo!
Oh man, I this is my last chance to get a weapon.
Let's see.
Uh,
Uh yeah, I think so. Okay. You got this, Penny. I believe in
oh
you.
dear.
Okay, so Bram Stoker, like many writers before him, had a day job. For 27 years, he was the acting manager and later business manager of the Lyceum Theatre in London. There, he worked closely with the theatre's actor manager, who Bram was only kinda sorta super obsessed with, even naming his only child after him.
Wow.
Allegedly, Dracula is partially based on this guy. What was his name? You have multiple options.
Okay.
A. Johnston Forbes Robertson. B. Charles Wyndham. C. Oscar Wilde. Or D. Henry Irving.
These are hard.
Caitlin does this to us. She's like, "What if we gave you the most
She's so
challenging?"
mean to us.
This is
Like,
actual real life Saw. Like
it is. I know. That's what I.
when you were reading the intro, I was like, "I feel like I'm being trapped."
Right. Uh, um, was it Henry Irving?
It is Henry
Yes!
Irving.
Finally!
She's on the board.
Point!
Yeah, Bram Stoker tried to convince him to play Dracula in a play adaptation, but when he asked Irving what he thought of it, Irving replied, "Dreadful," and refused.
All right.
All right, so you do have your chance
Okay.
to get your weapon against me this round.
All right.
So this is a yes or no question.
Okay.
Bram Stoker found substantial inspiration for his novel during a one-day vacation in particular. Was this vacation in Transylvania? Yes or no?
No.
Correct. No.
Yes!
Bram Stoker never went to
I
Transylvania
remember.
during his
That's what I remembered.
lifetime.
I was like, he never fucking went to Transylvania.
He found Dracula inspiration, including names of several characters, while visiting the English town of Whitby in 1890.
Sweet.
So, Penny, you have received a harpoon gun.
Hell
May your
yeah.
aim be true.
All right, Midge. Your next question. Where did The Creature from the Black Lagoon musical have its very brief run? Is it A, Broadway, B, off Broadway, C, Universal Studios Hollywood, or D, there was never a musical?
I'm gonna say there was never a musical.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect.
Oh,
At Universal Studios Hollywood, this
okay.
musical debuted on July 1st, 2009, replacing Fear Factor Live, and closed March 9th, 2010.
Wow. Okay. That was my thought was like if it was anywhere it was Universal because otherwise I would have known about it because
Yes.
I was a theater kid. Um wow. All right. I would have liked to have seen what that looked like.
Yeah. All right. Now you also have a yes or no question.
Okay.
Comedy duo Abbott and Costello starred in various Universal horror comedy movies,
Mhm.
including Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, Abbott and Costello Meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy. But did they ever meet the creature from the Black Lagoon?
Ooh. I wanna say no. Hold on. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm literally like so right now on Peacock, they have like the monster films lined up. I remember Frankenstein. Oh, no, they did not.
Unfortunately, they did, Midge, but it was not a full film. It was a sketch for NBC's Colgate Comedy Hour.
Okay, rude.
All right.
Wow.
So that's
No
but
dice.
so we have to do a tiebreaker because oh man, and Kaylin wrote whole bits for us about who wore the most weapons, but we each have one. So we have to do a tiebreaker round. All right. This tiebreaker will be based on who can name the most vampire and aquatic person movies.
Oh my
Take
gosh.
turns naming vampire or aquatic person movies as fast as you can without repeating titles. You have 10 seconds to name a movie before they lose. Even though you each had specific monster champions, we can name either.
Oh, thank God. I was like, there's like no movies with aquatic people.
Yes. So the first ghoul who can't think of a vampire or aquatic person movie in 10 seconds or less loses. The other ghoul is the winner.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. You ready?
I'm
Who
ready.
wants to, who's going to start?
Whichever.
Okay. I will start
Are you timing?
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
gonna like use my fingers
Okay,
if
perfect.
that works. Um, The Shape of Water.
Dracula.
Uh, Only Lovers Left Alive.
Lost Boys.
Dracula 2000.
Hotel Transylvania.
Interview with the Vampire.
um, oh my god! Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Okay, just under the gun. Um, Queen of the Damned.
Twilight.
Um, how can I be? That's yeah, that was me.
Oh,
Dang it. All
that
right.
you put that time constraint, and I'm like, I've never seen a movie.
I know, I'm like, I could name a zillion vampire movies, I'm sure, but they completely all left my brain. Well, that is 3 extra points for Miss Midge Munster.
Okay.
All right, so we are going in to our next round. I'll read this intro. Round two. I'm just a kid, and life is a nightmare.
Okay.
It's a truth universally acknowledged that some of the spookiest adults start out as the most scarediest of children. Yes, I did just make up the word scarediest. This also holds true for our beloved ghoul friends, Penny and Midge. But while they each have their own childhood frights, how well do they know the early nightmares of their co host? This round is a true or false round, and each question is worth 1 point. Penny will present 7 things to Midge, and Midge will have to determine which of these Penny was afraid of as a child, true, and which she was not afraid of, false. And then the hosts will swap. Midge will ask Penny about things Midge was afraid of as a child, etc. After each question, reveal the answer. Penny's childhood fears are first. All right, you ready?
I am.
Number 1, Crumb from Ah Real Monsters.
Oh, true.
Correct.
Yeah. You did not like grotesque animation.
No. Number 2, a local haunted house that wasn't fully set up yet.
Oh, like the outside of it? Um False.
That is also true.
Okay.
It was the inside though. They were
Oh,
like,
okay.
I was supposed to like volunteer there and they were still setting it up, but I was like, this is too scary.
That's funny.
All right. Number 3, preview for episode 4, Feet of Clay from Batman, the animated series.
uh I'm gonna say true. That feels specific.
That is actually false.
Oh, okay.
But is based on a real fear, so
Okay.
number 4, a Danny O'Day doll in the basement.
Danny O'Day. True.
This is true.
Okay. Who is
um,
Danny
I was gonna
O'Day?
say for people, Danny O'Day is a ventriloquist dummy. Like that's what
Oh, like
Slappy is
a.
based on. Like that
Okay,
kind
okay,
of
okay.
ventriloquist dummy. My dad had one from childhood that
I
he
gotcha.
brought to our home. Um, Number 5, a nightmare about a commercial for Hocus Pocus.
um, False.
That one is true.
Okay. I was thinking for some reason you had told me this, but it wasn't Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, I had multiple nightmares about commercials when I was a kid, but Hocus Pocus was one. Number 6, Vermicious Canids from Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator.
Vermicious canids. True.
This is true.
Okay.
And finally, Taxidermy Boarhead, also in the basement.
False.
That is correct.
Okay.
There was not a taxidermy boarhead. If there was one, I probably would have been afraid of it.
That's awesome. I also just noticed we have optional
Oh, yes.
pictures to view each other's fears.
Ooh.
I want
Oh,
to
yeah. If you want to check out those Vermicious Canids.
That's literally, yeah, I was like, I gotta see what these commids are all about. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel that. I don't like that.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Like a retina stem. That's really,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like a yeah, it's nasty. I remember I read the book as a kid and I, like, didn't wanna touch that page that they were
Yeah.
on.
I feel like if I had looked at that, I would have said true because that falls in your like grotesque.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
Alright.
for me fears. Okay, so number one, Spirit Halloween.
Oh, just a Spirit Halloween in general?
Spirit Halloween, the store.
I'm gonna say true.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. Horrified.
Because
It's actually
you're an animatronic hater.
I'm an animatronic hater. Well, not anymore, but I definitely was.
Yes, classically. Traditionally, you've
Tradition
been an animatronic hater.
historically, yeah.
Yes.
Number two, Michael Jackson in the Thriller music video.
Oh, I mean, he's pretty scary.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say true.
That is true. Specifically when his eyes turned like yellow and he
Yes.
was like
Yeah.
wolfing out. That
That
really
part's,
scared
like,
me.
legit I remember watching that, like, in adulthood and being like, "This is actually legit
It,
pretty freaky."
it is freaky, yeah. Number three, water slides.
Oh. Hmm. I'm gonna say false.
So it is false,
Okay.
based on the fact that I didn't tell Caitlin this, but that's
Oh, but
actually
it is
funny because
true.
it's well, very specifically, my, like, 10th birthday, we went to the do you guys have Great Wolf Lodge? Do you know what
Yeah.
that is? We went to Great Wolf Lodge, and I never once set foot in the water park. I just sat in my room the whole time, I was so scared of the water park.
Oh, but for purposes of the game,
Yeah, but
it
for
was
the
false.
game, it was false.
Okay.
Uh, Number 4, an old man cutting off Midge's fingers in the night with scissors.
Ooh. I just looked at the preview and it's this stock photo of just, like, a friendly looking old man gardening. I'm gonna say true.
So, I feel this is tricky because it's
Oh,
false.
okay.
But it was based on a very real fear that I gave her that was I used to have a nightmare about a man that would come from the under my bed and cut off my toes.
Midge, I used to be afraid that if I extended my legs all the way out, there would be skulls that would bite my toes off.
Yeah, yeah, and, like, had to have my feet the blanket, like, tucked under my feet.
Yes.
I thought if my tootsie slipped out, the toe man would come.
Yeah, alright, that's very fair.
Number 5, an elementary playground story about a cafeteria lady who ground up children for hamburger meat.
Ooh, that's pretty nasty. True.
That is false. I don't know where she got that. That's wild, though.
It's pretty scary.
There was a story I was very scared of, but it was not about a lunch lady.
Alright.
Number 6, the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular at Disney World.
Ooh, um, see, now this is where I'm torn because I know you're not, like, a huge Disney girl. I'm gonna say false.
This one is true.
Dang it!
My dad had to carry me out of the theater when he was running from the boulder because I was screaming and crying.
Aw,
And
man, I was
he
gambling on you not being a Disney head.
it was my only time at Disney when I was a kid. I was 4. They also had to carry me off the Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean.
I did have to be taken off of the Haunted Mansion also
Yeah.
as a child.
Yeah, good times. But my dad bought me a compass and turned my whole day around, so
There
it's
you
okay.
go.
Number 7, closed shower curtains.
Oh, um, true.
True. Saw Psycho way too young.
Girl, I still don't I don't like a closed shower curtain. I
No,
always have
I'd be
to
whipping that bitch open. Yeah.
Yep. I'll close it if, like, I'm having people over so they don't, like, look at my shower, but then as soon as people leave, I'm like, "Rip that open! What's going
Well,
on?"
and that's what I was gonna say. Like conversely, if I'm coming over to your house, you better not care what your shower looks like because I'm looking. I'm looking in your shower, bitch. I'm pulling that shit back when I pee.
Right. I'd be prepared.
All right. I left that round with 4 correct answers.
Yes, and I think I had, so according to my notes, you have 10 and I have 6.
That sounds correct.
All right. Let's see if I can catch up with this betting round.
All right. Round 3. Let's play a game. See, I'm telling you, Caitlin's jigsawing us.
Yup.
A game within a game. Almost as diabolical as Jigsaw's reverse bear trap. Nah.
Okay. Just because you also brought this up, literally after she sent me these files, she said I had asked her about like if she wanted to like come, because she was like, "Oh, I'm like adding new stuff, blah blah," and I was like, "You could come on the show if you want," and she was like, "I don't know," and I was like, "Okay, I see it. Jigsaw has to stay behind the scenes," and she was like, "Did you look in the document already?" And I was like, "No."
No. That's so funny. Round 3. Okay. In this round, each question is about a spooky game, a movie about a spooky game. Games, 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 you get it. But there's a twist. The host asking the question can first make a bet on if they think their co host will correctly answer the question or not. Here's how it works. Both Ghouls Night In hosts start with 4 points. To begin, the host asking the question should read the question to themselves, then make a bet on whether or not their foe will get the answer correct or not. Hosts must bet either correct or not. What? Hosts must bet either correct or not. Okay, so we just have to
have to bet. Yeah.
I got it. Afterwards, the host will announce their bet, then read the question to their foe, then their foe answers. If their foe gets the question correct, they get a point. If the foe gets the question wrong, they neither gain nor lose points. If the host asking the question bet correctly, they gain 2 points. Otherwise, they lose a point if they bet wrong. So that's why we start with 4.
Right.
Okay. The round continues with each host taking turns to ask the questions and placing bets. There will be a space beneath each question to keep track of points. Ready to play?
I guess. I'm afraid.
All right. Bet number 1. Midge must place her bet first. Will Penny get this question right or wrong? Okay, so I'm going to read it to myself. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to bet that you're going to get this wrong.
Okay.
Only because I got like 2 seconds in the question and saw something.
Sure.
So question number 1. Before Scott Cawthorn created the video game Five Nights at Freddy's, he created family-friendly Christian games. What was the last game Scott created before he had a crisis of faith and turned to a more secular demographic? There are options.
Okay.
A. Teddy Bear Trouble, a 2D side-scroller starring a pair of teddy bears who attempt to steal food from a campsite.
Okay.
B. Chipper and Sons Lumber Co., a construction management game featuring beavers. C. Bringing Down Goliath, a game where the characters from the Bible fight Satan's minions. Or D. Praise, Praise, Revolution, a dance game featuring Christian pop music.
I am gonna guess C. Goliath.
Bringing Down Goliath. The answer is B. Chipper and Sons Lumber Co. featuring beavers. So that is 1 point for me for betting correctly.
That's 2 points for you for betting correctly.
2 points for me. Wow, I'm so strong.
So strong.
Okay. And does it go to... Yeah, okay, it goes back and forth.
Me.
Okay.
All right. Ooh. I am gonna bet that you get this question incorrect.
Okay. I bet you're right.
All right. Your question is, how many sides does the die inside a magic 8-ball have?
Ooh.
Is it A, 20 sides, B, 12 sides, C, 10 sides, or D, 8 sides?
Can you read the options one more time?
Yep. It is A, 20, B, 12, C, 10, or D, 8.
I'm going to say D8.
That is incorrect.
Dang,
It
okay.
is 20 sides,
Wow, I wouldn't
which
think that. I only
that's
get like
why
3 answers.
exactly. That's why I guessed that you would guess it wrong, because I would not have guessed that, because I was like mentally like, okay, how many responses are there? But they must be duplicated.
Well, and I
Um,
mean, luckily, with both of us having knowledge of dice shapes from
right.
D&D, I was like, well, it's a triangle when it shows up, so it either has to be a D8 or a D20,
That,
basically.
oh, smart.
But yeah,
See,
okay.
you did better thinking than me, because that would not have occurred to me, even though I do know what dice look like. I have extremely bad like spatial reasoning. Like
Sure.
I just do not. It does not go through my brain.
Does not compute. And
All
that's why I
right.
was like, surely it's not a D20. That's insane.
Right.
Well, here we are.
All right. Well, that is 2 points for me, and no change for Midge.
All right. Let me see. Hmm. I'm gonna guess that you will get this correct.
Okay.
In 1917, medium
Mhm.
Emily Grant Hutchings claimed a popular but deceased author dictated a novel to her from beyond the grave via a Ouija board. The novel was titled Jap Heron, a novel written from the Ouija board. Who is the alleged ghost author? A. Henry James, B. Charles Dickens, C. Helen Keller, or D. Mark Twain?
Ooh. Is it Mark Twain?
It is Mark
Yes.
Twain. Nice.
Okay, so I get 1 point for being right, and you get 2 points for
For betting.
betting. All right. Next bet. Okay, I am gonna bet that you get this correct.
Okay.
Before Ghostface murders Drew Barrymore's character at the start of Scream, he invites her to play a movie trivia game. What is the first trivia question he asks her? Is it to name the killer in Friday the 13th, name the killer in Prom Night, name the killer in Halloween, or name the killer in Sleepaway Camp?
Name the killer in Halloween.
Correct.
Yeah.
I was like,
I didn't
Midge is
I
gonna
didn't
know the Scream one.
I didn't even need the options. I was about to be like Michael Myers.
Michael Myers. All right, so that's 1 point for Midge, 2 points for me. So now we're tied.
Ooh.
Woohoo!
Watch out, world. Okay. I lost my spot. Okay, here we are. Oh, interesting. I just watched this. Ooh. Hmm. I want to guess you're going to get this right, but it also feels specific.
Hmm.
I'm going to say I'm betting on your win here,
Ooh,
Penny.
okay.
All right. So, the movie Ready or Not takes
Okay.
place during one dangerous game of hide and seek as a newlywed is hunted down by her in laws. Interior shots were done at Casa Loma Castle, which also appeared as Xavier's mansion in the X-Men movies,
Hmm.
but the exterior was shot at Parkside Estate, which is also the fictional home of which Adam Sandler man-child character? A. Billy Madison, B. Longfellow Deeds from Mr. Deeds, C. Happy Gilmore, or D. Sonny Koufax from Big Daddy?
I'm gonna guess Mr. Deeds.
It's Billy Madison.
I do not watch Adam Sandler
And that's
movies.
why I was like, it feels really specific because I don't think Penny watches Adam Sandler, but it's also like a weird piece of trivia I feel like you would know about a building.
It does,
You
yeah. When you were like, "Ooh, a bill," and I'm like, I just watched Ready or Not. I'm prepared, and then it was about Adam
know?
Sandler.
Plot twist.
So you
I
lose
lose
a
a point.
point, and
Yeah.
I stay the same.
Yes. So I'm
All
down to
right.
4 from this round now.
Okay, okay. Ooh. Mm, this is I'm going to guess that you'll get this right.
Okay. Here's
Um,
hoping.
here's hoping. The board game Clue or Cluedo was called
Cluedo.
Murder in its original patent and featured a few extra weapons than can be found in the standard game today.
Mhm.
Which weapon below was not included in that first list of weaponry?
Ooh, okay.
Is it A, poison, B, machete, C, hypodermic syringe, or D, fire poker?
Okay, I know hypodermic syringe and poison were featured. So it's either fire poker or what was the other option?
Machete.
Machete. I don't think there. I'm going to say machete. I don't think there was a machete.
You're correct. It is machete.
Yeah!
I'm like Midge knows Clue.
I know Cluedo.
Cluedo. All right, so
Uh,
that's 1 point for Midge, 2 points for Penny.
whoop, whoop. All right, and is that the end of our round? No, I have one
No,
more.
last one. We each have one
Okay.
more.
Ooh, ooh. Mm. I think you're gonna get this right.
Okay.
2004's Saw
Mm-hmm.
launched an entire franchise. 20 years later, how many Saw movies have there been? A 8, B 10, C 12, or D 14?
Okay, does it say if this counts movies that are not called Saw blank, or is it just those? Or does it not say?
It just says Saw movies, and I will
Okay.
say she does mark that it does not include the one on its way in 2025.
Okay. Oh, well, because that's why I'm like, I know we just had like a Saw 10, but there's also like Jigsaw and stuff,
Mm,
is where I'm torn on what all to count.
I'm guessing by the phrasing because it says the Saw movies.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess 10.
That is the answer that she has. Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm like, do we count like Spiral and like all that other
Sure. And that's why I was
stuff?
like, yeah, I was like,
But no,
surely because we were that was that the year we were at Midsummer or was it this year
yeah,
that they had
yeah,
like the Saw 10
exactly.
thing?
That's why I
So
was like, I remember they had all the Saw 10 stuff set up. So I'm like, all right, I feel real confident
that's
that
why I was
there's
like,
10.
I know
Like,
you're not a Saw girly, but I know we both have ubiquitous knowledge about the promotional stuff. So
yes. All right, that's 2 points for Midge and 1 point for me.
whoop, whoop.
All right, final one. Okay, you are gonna. I'm betting you're gonna get this one correct.
Okay.
What spooky game is played by the coven in The Craft?
Ah, light as
Is
a feather,
it
stiff as a board.
yes? Don't even need it. You got it, girl.
Yeah.
It's 2 points for me and one for Midge, which leaves us to a total of 12 for Midge and 14 for me
Yep, that's what I've
on
got.
this round, which means overall we've got me with 20 and you with 22. So Midge is the winner of Ghouls Night in Trivia.
Wow, it happened.
It happened. And is it literally, did I win by 2 points last time and you won by 2 points
I
this time?
think you won by 3. I think it was
Oh,
16,
19 to
19,
16.
right?
Okay. I was
Yeah.
like, that was gonna be crazy if it was 2 points again.
Like
But
Caitlin, you're rigging it. No.
oh man. Well, congratulations, Ms. Munster.
Thank
Well
you.
won. Well
Thank you.
fought. You definitely beat my butt in Dracula facts. I was an embarrassment in things that I know about Dracula.
I mean, I will say, I think my real win here was my knowledge of you in knowing whether or not you would know the answers to questions.
This is true. You were very good at that.
Not so much my knowledge, but my knowledge of Penny.
Well, that's all you really need to know, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Caitlin. Again, this was super fun as it was last time.
Yes,
An
so much
absolute
fun.
blast. And I hope that our listeners also learned some weird stuff along the way.
Yes. I'm wondering if some of our listeners remember the things that we talk about better than we do.
Probably. Some of y'all on in your reviews telling me you're on your third or fourth listen through. I'm like, you have a lot more knowledge of this podcast than I do.
Truly. Oh man, well, thank you all for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this little Halloween game and that you have some fun planned for Halloween yet. I know a lot of people probably celebrated over the weekend, but the day itself and this coming weekend are also excellent times to be spooky. So I hope you all have a safe and happy Halloween season this year.
Yes, a very, very happy Halloween from us here at Ghouls Night. And
Mm.
also, because this is coming out on the 29th, I want to say happy birthday, Mom.
Oh, happy birthday, Mama Munster.
Happy birthday, Mama Munster. We love you. Well, thank you all so much for listening. Please remember that you can leave us a rating or a review wherever you listen. That really helps us reach new audiences and continue doing fun stuff like this for y'all. We, I believe, are fresh out of hot reviews, which is not very Halloweeny of you guys.
Mm-mm. I feel like
So,
we got a cabbage prank instead
we,
of some candy.
darn cabbages. Go leave us some treats instead of tricks. We would really
Please.
appreciate it. And if you'd like to keep up with the podcast outside of these four jigsaw walls, you can find us over on Instagram at Ghouls Night in Pod. And if you're looking for me, you can find me all over the web at Midge Munster.
And you can find me at Penny Snark. And until next time,
Goodbye.
goodbye.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Ah, 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 ah.